There is a story that we all tell ourselves, and collectively we create one of the most vast, epic worlds you could possibly imagine. This world comes together through the collective imagination of everybody, and the ideas and the philosophies and the imagination that we all share uniquely, both as book nerds, individuals, and in our storytelling. We all have these wonderful ideas about these magical creatures and worlds and epic scope that formulate the very stories that we like to tell ourselves. And these stories can be never-ending. That's what today's video is about. How we have the power to create worlds or let them slide into nothingness. It's coming right up here on Drew's Book Reviews. Good day, and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we are talking about The Never-Ending Story. Now, full disclosure, I have not actually read the book yet. However, the other night I sat down, we had a family movie night, and we watched the movie, and it was definitely nostalgic, one of my favorite movies growing up, and I really feel like it is such a great and awesome story all around. I do intend on reading the actual book, The Never-Ending Story, at some point. It is on my shelf on my to-be-read pile, so I do plan on reading the book eventually. Because I know that based on how much I love the movie, I'm sure I'm going to like the book as well. And in many cases, as we all know, the book tends to be better than the movie, so eventually I will get to it and I look forward to reading it. But for today, we're going to talk about the movie, The Never-Ending Story, and the ideas behind this book and behind the story of Atreyu and his good luck dragon Falkor and Bastian and the story behind The Never-Ending Story. We're going to talk about it today, but of course, like, comment, subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description down below as well. So let's talk about The Never-Ending Story. So if you don't know what The Never-Ending Story is, well, now you're going to find out what it is. This is a classic, and I'm not promising no spoilers in this. There likely will be spoilers in this video, so you've been warned if you've never read the book or seen the movie. The Never-Ending Story is based around this boy who is basically bullied and harassed. He lives in a difficult life, and he finds his escape through stories, through books, and through the adventures that he reads in his favorite books with his favorite characters. One day, he's running away from his bullies, and he ends up running into a bookshop where he discovers this book titled The Never-Ending Story. He rushes off to school and he starts reading it, and he's drawn into the story. And this is where we learn about the world of Fantasia. Fantasia is this epic world, this large in scope, but it's being destroyed by the Great Nothing, and all of our characters within this world are at threat. The Empress is sick and dying, and she needs a new name. And there's only one boy who can save the Empress and save Fantasia. And that boy, we're told in the story, is Atreyu. And he has to go out on his adventure and seek that which will cure the Empress, only to discover that the Empress cannot be cured by Atreyu at all, but rather, the only one that could save Atreyu is you. The only one that could save the Empress and save the world of Fantasia is you, the reader. And I love the whole concept and idea behind this story. I love how the story is about our own imaginations build the world of Fantasia. And when we don't believe in Fantasia anymore, when we no longer embrace that world, the Great Nothing comes. Nothing is left. And all that we have imagined, believe in, the characters, the stories that we tell ourselves become the Great Nothing. And the world slowly disappears and is destroyed and left as nothing, and only we can save that. I love that concept behind this whole story of The Never-Ending Story. And of course, because the story is never-ending, the story is passed down from generation to generation, with each new generation picking up the story and continuing to expand and create that as we go. I love the movie The Never-Ending Story. It is absolutely, by far, easily one of my favorite nostalgic movies, and I can't believe it took me so long to rewatch it. And I absolutely love the movie, and I love the concept behind that. And who doesn't love Falkor, the good luck dragon? I mean, Falkor is awesome. It's like a dog-dragon mix. Who doesn't love that? That is just so cool. And of course, our hero Atreyu and the giant racing snails and the rock eaters and the giant turtle It's like a mountain. Just all around. The story of Fantasia, the story of the never-ending story is just fun. It's awesome, and it delivers such a fantastic message that I absolutely love. That the world of Fantasia is of our own creation, and we are the only ones that can save it. We are the only ones that can make that world real within our own minds and collective imagination. And that is just really awesome. So never stop imagining, never stop creating your own stories, and never give up on the worlds in which you create. To nourish them is to nourish the imagination and bring it all together, and I love that idea. So there's this one scene in the movie, and I'm looking forward to reading this in the book. I'm assuming it's something similar in the book, but of course I haven't read the book yet. But there's one scene in the movie that my youngest daughter, Maya, she was watched with it, and she absolutely loves horses. Spoiler alert, again, if you haven't seen it, but I mean, this movie's been out for so long. But anyway, spoiler alert, is we have our hero Atreyu going through the swamps of despair or misery. And he's leading his horse Artax through this swamp. And this is just such a heartbreaking scene for you, the viewer and the reader, because Artax and Atreyu just have this bond. As if we're talking about favorite animal companions, I think this definitely has to make the list. In fact, that's a good idea. I should do a video on animal companions. But anyway, Artax and Atreyu are in the swamps of despair, and Artax succumbs to the absolute despair and depression and sadness is contained within these swamps, and he sinks and wallows unto his own death within the swamp of despair and sadness. And it is just an absolutely heartbreaking scene, and my daughter just broke down in tears and cried out, "No!" because she loves horses, and she was so sad to see this happen.
Why, Artax? Why did you have to die?
And it was just a great part of the story, this very emotional aspect of the story as a whole in the movie, and how that played out in there. And just everything about this movie, it's just so good. And I look forward so much to reading the book, and I hope that the book is as good or better than the movie. Overall, I think I love the concept so much, and that just makes it such a great movie. And I am looking forward to reading the book. I don't know precisely when I'm going to get to it, but I will get to the book. I know I will eventually. It is on my shelf, and I look forward to reading the book. And I'll be sure to tell you what I think about the book once I actually get to reading it, whenever that might be. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the never-ending story and the idea and the messaging behind it. I absolutely loved it. Let me know down in the comments down below. Do you like this story? What do you think of the never-ending story? Have you read the book or just watched the movie like I have? And if you haven't read the book, do you plan on reading the book? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and look forward to hearing from you. So you could comment on the comment section down below, of course, or join me over on my Discord as well. We could have a chat about it over on Discord, and definitely look forward to hearing from you. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye.